Hi, I wanted to make a video to show you some other ways that you can use your Moresoo clip-in hair extensions. In this instance, I'm making tape-in extensions, and they're a little different than the tape-in extensions that you've probably used before. I use this method to add volume to my hair, and you can also use it to add length too. But the way that I'm going to show you is really easy, just to add a little more volume to your hair. As you can see, my hair is pretty wispy at the bottoms. So what I do is I take the length that closest matches my natural length, which in this case it's the 14-inch. When I put it in, it'll be about there. It'll just make my hair look a little fuller. I'm using the color 18613. I did tone these a little bit a while ago. This is the color that they started out as, so a little bit more definition between the colors before you tone it. So what I did was I started by taking these clips off, and there's just a few pieces of thread holding them. They're really easy to remove. And then I take Walker double-sided extension tape and I apply it to both sides of the weft. And these skin wefts are great for this purpose. They're really nice and smooth. With a traditional tape-in, you usually use a sandwich method where there's tape on one side of the hair and you sandwich your natural hair in between two extension wefts. With this method, you're going to sandwich the actual hair weft in between two layers of your natural hair. I like this because I feel like it hides the weft better, and I feel like it's also less damaging for your hair because there's more hair supporting the weft, less pressure being put on your individual hairs. All right, let's get started. So I start by doing the sides first. I'll usually use one longer piece for the back and two shorter pieces for the sides. Okay, so you take both sides off, and then I stick it as close to my roots as possible, but not directly on the scalp. I want to leave a little space so that it doesn't pull so tight. And that looks to be about a good length. And then for this next part, I just take a strip of hair and try to lay it down across the weft as flat as possible and even. And then you just press it in there. And then for one extra step, just to make sure it's nice and secure, I take a flat iron, set it about 350 or so, and just run it over there a few times. And as you can see, now that weft is really well hidden. Now I'm going to go to the next side. And at the end, if you find that your weft is a little further down than you wanted it, you can trim it to match your natural hair length. Okay, so I placed that one there. And again, I'm just putting my natural hair over it, patting it down really well, making sure that all of the tape is covered. And then we'll run the flat iron over it. Okay, and now for the back. It helps if you have a mirror to be able to look in the back and make sure that your part is even. Most people have a cowlick on the back of their head, so I always try to go half an inch below my cowlick so that I know the weft is going to be covered even if my hair gets messed up or blown in the wind. So I'll start by sectioning off my hair, and then I'll take a look and make sure it's even and adjust if I need to. I use one of these to help get my lines even. Okay, so now I have my part as even as I'm gonna get it. It's not quite as even as I would like it, but it's gonna work. So here's what it looks like. Again, just taking the paper off of both sides. This part is a little tricky. I try to feel with my fingers where that part is, and then I lay it gently so that if I need to adjust it, I can. Try not to handle the tape too much. All right. Okay, that looks good. One other thing, you want to make sure that you pull it tight to the sides so that it doesn't bunch up or wrinkle anywhere. So I have this very thin section of hair that I had separated and held with a separate clip. I'm just going to bring back. And apply over the extension. Hi, honey. I'm going to let the rest of the hair go and pat it down. Trying to smooth it out as I go. All right, so I just ran over it with the straightener to make sure that the tape was really secure to my hair. Just gonna kind of go over everything, make sure it's nice and smooth. All right, and there you go. It blends really well. You can't see the weft, and it just adds some nice fullness to those wispy ends. I can still pull my hair back in a ponytail. You have to be a little bit careful when going back up this way, just so that you don't pull on those wefts. But see, even if I'm pulling my hair back like this, you really can't see that weft. Even if I pull my hair up here, you can barely see it there. These will stay in for about 4 to 6 weeks. After I put them in, I don't wash my hair for about 3 days, I would say. And then some products that I really like to keep my extensions looking healthy and new. I like this Olaplex shampoo number 4 and conditioner number 5. These are just great for your hair anyway, but they really, really make your extensions last longer and keep them looking new and shiny. Another thing that I always use whenever I'm heat styling my extensions, which I do quite a bit, I start with this Amica. It's a heat shield humidity barrier. And then BioSilk coconut oil. And another great product just to keep your extensions looking healthy and shiny, this coconut oil spray. I've read some reviews where they say the hair quality isn't that great or it doesn't last long. This is the second time I'm reusing these extensions, so I just had them in for 6 weeks. I took them out, took the tape off, cleaned the weft really well, applied new tape, and now I'm putting them back in, and I'll probably wear them for another 6 weeks before I move on to a new set of hair. All right, I hope this was helpful.